All right, so you guys have been asking us to take a deep dive into these covert contracts you keep hearing about
Yeah.
and the historical stuff,
Yeah,
How do we get to where we are today?
exactly.
So today we're looking at Conrad Riker's book,
Okay.
Renaissance Man, Reclaiming Masculinity in a Cultural Marxist World.
I've heard of that one.
It really tackles this head on.
It does, yeah. Riker, he makes some bold claims
Yeah.
about how, there's this effort to dismantle traditional masculinity. He even calls it a war on masculinity.
Right. And, we hear that a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this feeling that
Yeah.
being a man is under attack.
Definitely a growing sentiment,
And he's not just some, random guy with an opinion.
Oh, no, not at all.
Right. Like he's got the credentials.
Yeah, he's done his research,
Yeah.
years of it.
So in that first chapter, The Erosion of Masculinity,
Right.
he really digs into how the classic roles, protector, provider, leader,
Yeah.
have been like chipped away at.
Exactly. Over time, you
Yeah.
see it everywhere. The media, education.
It's like guys are like always told to apologize for just being men.
Right. Like they got to walk on eggshells all the time.
Exactly.
Afraid to say or do the wrong thing.
So that's a big part of his argument then.
Yeah, that uncertainty, like, what are men even supposed to be now, right? And he connects that to this cultural Marxist agenda.
Which I guess we'll get into more.
Oh,
later.
unpack that, yeah.
But basically, he sees this effort to dismantle the traditional structures.
The power structures, for sure.
Yeah.
And the traditional family,
Right. So this isn't just some theory, right?
No, not at all.
Like in chapter 2, the war on boys.
Yeah, that one's got some pretty...
He gives stats.
Yeah, the stats are concerning, like how boys are falling behind in school.
Right, right.
He uses the National Center for Education statistics.
Okay.
Showing how girls consistently score higher in reading.
Oh, wow.
Across grade levels. And it's not just reading either.
So it's like across the board.
Yeah, college too. Enrollment, graduation rates.
So is it that boys are just...
Less capable. No, I don't think he's saying that. It's
Really?
more about the environment.
Wow.
He points to the rise in single mothers
Right.
and how that could be a factor, lacking those male role models.
That does make you think about how important
He really does.
fathers are.
Yeah,
right? Like
absolutely.
you need to see what healthy masculinity looks like
You need that example.
to have someone guide you.
Exactly. Mentorship.
Yeah.
To know your place in the world, to
Yeah.
build that strong sense of self.
And he even gets into the whole single-sex versus co-ed schools debate.
He does, yeah. Says boys might do better in environments designed for them.
Which is interesting because
It is.
it kind of challenges the idea that...
That all learning is the same, right?
Right.
That one size fits all.
Yeah,
But he does present both sides, to be fair.
of course.
Acknowledges the different perspectives.
Well, that's what makes it so...
Interesting.
Yeah, we're getting into complex issues.
All right, complex.
And Riker definitely doesn't hold back
No, he doesn't.
when he gets to that chapter, The Fall of Feminism.
Oh, yeah.
So, chapter 3.
Right. He starts off acknowledging
Click it.
the good stuff from early feminism.
Yeah.
Like the suffragettes, fighting for basic rights.
Yeah, right to vote.
Yeah, exactly. But then he says it took a hard turn.
Oh, okay.
Became what he calls radical feminism,
Okay.
which he sees as, demonizing male traits
Okay.
and promoting victimhood.
It was like the pendulum.
Some too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, he argues that created an imbalance,
Right.
eroded masculinity
Yeah.
and caused this backlash.
So this is where that cultural Marxist agenda comes in.
Right. Chapter 5, the inversion of morality.
Okay.
He gets into what he sees as this deliberate attempt to
Okay.
overturn all the traditional values.
Wow.
This is a big one to understand his whole viewpoint.
Okay.
He connects cultural Marxism to specific people, like Georg Lukács, Theodor Adorno.
Those names sound familiar.
Frankfurt School, yeah.
Yeah.
They were critical of Western society.
Right.
And Riker says their ideas, they've influenced modern culture, especially in academia and media.
So he sees things like political correctness and wokeness as like tools of this agenda.
Tools to shape language,
Yeah.
control thought, and ultimately, behavior.
It's like a hidden script then.
Yeah, like a script telling us how to think and act.
And this is where those covert contracts come in, right?
Exactly.
Like these unspoken rules.
Yeah, the expectations that shape how we interact.
In our relationships, at work.
Everywhere, and often without us even realizing it.
Wow, this is...
Heady stuff.
Yeah. But he makes it clear how these ideas have real consequences.
For sure, especially for how we view men.
And it doesn't stop there.
No.
Right?
No.
Chapter 6, the assault on reason.
That's a big one.
He tackles this decline in,
rational thinking. He says we've become too reliant on emotions.
especially in, public debate.
Yeah, public discourse. And social media is a big part of that.
Oh, for sure.
Outrage and emotion trump logic and evidence.
It's like reason takes a backseat to feelings.
Yeah, and you see it all the time.
Oh, it's everywhere. Like how quickly things spiral out of control online.
Exactly. One little thing.
And boom, everyone's calling for someone's head.
It's mob rule, almost.
Yeah, so he traces this back to...
Academia,
Yeah.
Where postmodernism and relativism took hold.
Like everyone's opinion is valid.
Equally valid, regardless of facts.
Which must make it so hard
It does.
to even talk about.
It's tough, yeah.
Complex issues like masculinity.
Because if there's no truth, then who gets to define what it means to be a man?
Right. So Riker's saying this lack of clarity is leaving men
Lost,
unsure of their place.
And then he takes it even further.
She does.
In Chapter 8, the threat of globalism.
Right.
And he ties all this to a global agenda.
Yeah.
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
He argues that globalism and cultural Marxism, they go hand in hand, and institutions like the UN and the EU, they're pushing a worldview that undermines national sovereignty, traditional values.
He brings up mass immigration too.
He does, suggests it's being used
To change
to
demographics.
change demographics, and weaken national identities.
I mean, it's a hot-button issue.
It is very controversial.
But it's important to understand his view.
Absolutely.
He sees globalism as this force
This homogenizing force,
that erases cultures.
And traditions, even those distinct roles that men had.
It's like in this push for a globalized world, we're losing what makes us unique.
And that loss of identity can be very disorienting, especially for men.
Especially with everything else going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So then chapter 9, the attack on the family.
Right.
He zeroes in on the family structure.
He does. And he doesn't just offer opinions. No.
He uses data and research.
Okay, like what?
He starts with divorce.
Yeah.
Cites stats from the American Psychological Association about the negative health consequences for men.
Both mental and physical.
Both, yeah. He argues that men are often overlooked.
In the divorce conversation?
Yeah, even though they carry a huge burden.
Emotional and financial.
Exactly.
He even says the legal system is biased.
Yeah, he suggests that courts often favor women.
Especially with custody.
Custody, yeah, and alimony.
It's like the system itself is...
stacked against men.
Yeah.
Making divorce even harder.
And it's not just the legal and financial stuff either.
No.
Right. Like, the emotional toll is huge.
Huge. And there's this expectation that men should just...
be strong and silent.
Exactly, which can make it so much harder to heal.
He even brings up the emotional burden after abortion.
He does, yeah. A topic that's rarely discussed.
From the man's perspective.
Exactly.
It's like, men are expected to be strong and supportive, but their own feelings
are ignored.
Yeah, dismissed.
So all of this leads to chapter 11.
The crisis of identity.
Right.
He argues that all these trends, masculinity declining, reason declining, globalism, the attacks on family, they've created this huge crisis.
It's like men are just adrift.
Yeah, searching for an anchor.
But finding nothing.
Just shifting sands.
So where do we go from here?
Well, he doesn't just leave us hanging.
Okay.
He actually spends a lot of time exploring solutions.
Okay.
A path forward for men.
Okay.
He says men need to reclaim their masculinity.
Not in a toxic way, though, right?
No, not toxic or aggressive.
Okay.
It's about finding that balance.
Between strength and sensitivity.
Exactly. Independence and interdependence.
So he's giving guys a roadmap.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Like a set of tools and principles.
Yeah, to navigate all of this.
And it's not just vague advice.
No, he gets very specific,
Good.
actionable steps men can take.
To reclaim their masculinity.
And build a more fulfilling life.
Okay, so let's dig into those steps.
Let's do it.
He talks a lot about resilience.
He does, yeah.
Like building that inner strength.
To face whatever life throws at you.
Yeah.
Resilience is huge for him. He says it's crucial, especially now.
With everything going on.
Right, with all the attacks on traditional masculinity. He even compares resilience to a muscle.
Okay.
It gets stronger the more you use it.
So it's not about avoiding challenges.
No.
It's about learning how to overcome them.
Exactly, bouncing back stronger.
And he talks about things that undermine resilience.
He does, yeah.
Like that victimhood mentality.
The victimhood culture, yeah. and overprotective parenting.
Like, those can actually make men weaker.
That's his argument, yeah.
Interesting.
Even though they're often well-intentioned.
Right.
He also criticizes political correctness.
Oh, so?
He says it stifles honest conversations.
Oh, okay.
Prevents men from expressing themselves authentically.
So we need to toughen up.
In a way, yeah.
Not in a bad way, though.
No, not harsh or insensitive.
Right.
But we need to face life's challenges.
With courage.
With courage and determination.
So he gives advice for how to do that.
He does, yeah.
Like how to build that resilience.
He's got a whole range of tools and techniques.
Like what?
Well, for example, mindfulness.
Okay.
Helps you become aware of your thoughts and emotions
Right.
so you can manage stress and anxiety better.
Okay, makes sense.
And then he talks about finding meaning and purpose.
Like, it's not enough to just survive.
Exactly. You need something to strive for.
To give your life direction.
Yeah, significance.
And he ties this back to those traditional roles.
He does.
Right. Protector, provider, leader.
Exactly. He says those roles, even though they're criticized nowadays,
Right.
they gave men a sense of purpose.
Okay.
Responsibility.
So we need to find new ways to express those roles.
Modern expressions.
Yep. But still grounded in those core principles.
Exactly. It's not about clinging to the past.
Right.
It's about reinterpreting it for today.
For the 21st century.
Exactly.
And physical fitness plays a big part in this too, right?
It does, a whole chapter on it.
Correct.
He sees it as more than just looking good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's essential for mental and emotional well-being.
He even goes back to the Spartans.
He does, yeah. Uses them as an example
Of a culture that understood that link.
between physical strength and a strong society.
It's interesting how he connects strength to character.
It is, yeah.
It's not about vanity or aggression.
Yeah.
It's about self-control.
Discipline,
Yeah.
mastery over your own body.
He even says a sound mind and a sound body.
Right, that ancient idea.
That they're connected.
They are, yeah.
He also criticizes the modern lifestyle.
He does, all the sedentary activities.
Video games, social media.
Exactly, leading to health problems.
The weakening of the,
Masculine spirit.
Yeah.
So he encourages men to find activities.
That challenge them.
Physically, yeah.
Push their limits.
Experience that sense of accomplishment.
And it's not just about the gym, right?
Right.
It can be anything.
Anything that gets you moving.
Hiking, martial arts,
Team sports.
whatever gets you going.
Right.
And he gets practical too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, find a workout, buddy.
To set goals.
Make it a routine.
Exactly. Make it part of your life.
And it's not just physical strength, right?
No, he talks about financial strength, too.
Okay.
Financial independence is another key element.
So, like, being able to provide.
Provide, yeah. Be self-reliant.
Make your own choices.
Exactly. Choices that align with your values.
But it's tough out there.
It is. The economy's not easy.
Job insecurity, rising costs.
And this whole culture of debt and consumerism.
Right, like the system wants to keep you dependent.
In a way, yeah.
So he says men need to be proactive.
With their finances.
Oh, yeah. You need a budget.
Save for the future. Invest wisely.
It's about taking back your power.
Exactly. Not relying on others.
Taking care of yourself.
And those you love.
And he talks about having a strong work ethic.
Right.
Yeah, finding a career you're passionate about.
Building valuable skills. And he also encourages men to be entrepreneurial.
Yeah, to take risks.
Create their own opportunities.
Exactly. He believes men have this natural drive.
To build and create.
Yeah, and financial independence allows you to express that.
But also to be responsible. Right.
Well, absolutely.
Live within your means.
Avoid debt.
He sees debt as a form of slavery.
He does.
Giving up your freedom.
To others.
So it's about being in control.
Your finances, yeah. Not letting them control you.
Right.
He says it's essential for self-respect.
For providing for your family.
And just overall well-being.
Okay, so it's not just about the material stuff.
Right. There's more to it.
He talks about faith or spirituality.
He does, yeah.
Like there's a deeper dimension to all of this.
Absolutely.
And for him, it's really about Christianity.
It is, yeah. He says it provides that moral framework, a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And those virtues that men need to thrive. But, religion is declining.
It is.
Especially in the modern world.
Yeah, leading to that feeling of meaninglessness.
Right, like we've lost our moral compass.
Exactly.
So he's saying we need something to believe in.
We do.
Something bigger than ourselves.
To give our lives meaning, yeah.
And even though he focuses on Christianity, he says you can find that in other areas too.
You can, yeah.
Nature, art.
Even your work.
It's about finding that connection.
To something that transcends the material world.
And gives you that sense of belonging.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the last chapters,
the way forward.
He gets really inspiring.
I do.
Like, what could a revitalized masculinity look like?
He calls for a renaissance of masculinity, reclaiming the best of those traditional values and roles.
But adapted for today.
Right. It's not about going back.
It's about taking the best
as what worked
and applying it now
to today's challenges.
So men should still be protectors, providers, leaders.
I think so, yeah.
But in a way that's
compassionate,
respectful,
aligned with their values.
And he talks about building those strong relationships
with other men.
Yeah.
Creating a brotherhood.
Like a tribe.
Yeah, a tribe.
So,
supporting each other.
Having each other's backs.
Accountability.
And being active in your community.
Yeah. Getting involved in causes.
Using your talents to make a difference.
It's about stepping up.
Taking responsibility.
Being a man of action.
Not just words.
Exactly.
But he's honest. It's a challenging journey.
It is.
It's not easy to reclaim your masculinity.
No.
And create the life you want.
But he argues it's worth it.
It's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely.
Leading to a more fulfilling life.
A more meaningful life, yeah.
And he says you're not alone.
Right. There are others out there.
Who share your values.
And who will support you.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
I think a lot of men are looking for this.
I think so too.
Like they're hungry for it.
Absolutely.
And it's resonating with this growing movement.
It is, yeah.
Of men who want to redefine masculinity.
On their own terms.
So Riker's book is like this wake-up call.
Yeah, a challenge.
To step up, reclaim your power.
Your purpose.
Your place in the world.
And a lot of men are answering that call.
Yeah.
Tired of feeling lost and disillusioned.
Wanting something more.
A new vision of masculinity.
One thing that really stood out to me was this idea of balancing the modern world with those traditional values.
Right, that's a big theme for him.
Like you don't have to reject everything.
To be a man.
To embrace your masculinity.
Exactly. In fact, he says the challenges we face today make strong men even more important.
And it's about integrating the best of both worlds.
Yeah, taking that timeless wisdom.
And applying it to today.
To the 21st century.
So still being protectors, providers, leaders.
But with compassion.
Respect.
And in line with your values.
Finding that balance.
Between strength and sensitivity.
Independence and interdependence.
Exactly.
And he talks about finding meaning too.
Yeah, purpose in life.
Something beyond the material world.
Right. He says men need to find their why.
That driving force.
That gives life meaning.
And he doesn't shy away from the spiritual side either.
No, he doesn't.
He says men need to connect with something bigger.
Than themselves.
Whether it's religion, nature, their work.
It's about that connection.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those practical steps.
Okay.
He lays out.
All right.
To reclaim your masculinity. He talks a lot about personal responsibility.
He does. Yeah, taking ownership of your choices.
Your actions, your life.
Identity.
It's not about blaming others.
No, it's about focusing on what you can control.
Being accountable for your own life.
Exactly.
Stepping up.
Being the man you want to be.
Not waiting for permission.
Right.
Setting goals, taking action.
It's about doing, not just talking.
And he also talks about discipline.
Discipline is huge for him.
Yeah.
He says it's key for success.
In all areas.
All areas of life, yeah.
So delaying gratification.
Resisting temptation.
Staying focused.
Building good habits.
Sticking to them, even when it's hard.
It's about that inner strength.
That grit.
Exactly.
And it applies to everything.
Finances, fitness, relationships.
And then he talks about building relationships.
Strong relationships, yeah.
With other men.
Other men, that's important.
Yeah.
Having that tribe, that brotherhood.
To support each other.
Hold each other accountable.
Share experiences.
Yeah, join men's groups.
Find mentors.
Build genuine friendships.
With guys who share your values.
Yeah.
The guys you can count on.
Will tell you the truth.
Who'll have your back.
No matter what.
He also talks about being a good friend.
A good brother, a good husband.
A good father.
Yeah, being there for the people you care about.
Providing support.
Guidance, love.
And then there's physical fitness.
Can't forget that one.
He dedicates a whole chapter to it.
Right. A strong body, strong mind.
It's essential for well-being.
He encourages men to find activities they enjoy.
Yeah.
That challenge them physically.
Weightlifting, martial arts, whatever.
As long as you're pushing your limits.
Experiencing that strength and capability.
He sees it as a source of confidence.
Yeah.
Self-esteem.
And being able to protect yourself.
And those you love.
Not being aggressive.
No.
But being able to defend yourself.
If necessary.
And he connects it to mental resilience, too.
He does, yeah.
Pushing your physical limits.
Builds mental toughness.
To face other challenges.
That grit and determination.
And then, of course, financial independence.
Right. Being secure, stable.
Self-reliant.
Providing for loved ones.
Making choices that align with your values.
Exactly.
But it's tough, like we said.
It is.
The economy.
Job insecurity, rising costs.
He says men need to be proactive.
Yeah, manage their finances.
Budget, save, invest.
It's about taking control
of your money.
Not letting it control you.
Finding a career you're passionate about.
Building valuable skills.
And being responsible.
Living within your means.
Avoiding debt.
Debt is slavery, he says.
Giving up your freedom.
To others.
So it's about self-respect.
Being able to provide.
Overall well-being.
Exactly.
And then that final piece.
The spiritual side.
Yeah, that deeper dimension.
Finding something to believe in.
That gives life meaning.
He encourages men to explore their spiritual side.
Whether it's religion.
Nature.
Whatever resonates with it.
It's about that connection to something bigger.
Than ourselves.
Yeah, a source of strength and resilience.
So it's a pretty comprehensive vision.
It is, yeah.
It covers all the bases.
Practical to spiritual.
A call to action for men.
To step up, take responsibility.
Create a world where they can thrive.
A message of hope, empowerment.
The power of the masculine spirit.
Exactly.
So that's our deep dive into Renaissance man.
Quite a book.
It's sure to spark debate.
It will.
But it also offers this powerful vision.
For men seeking a more meaningful life.
It challenges us to think about the roles of men and women.
And how to honor our differences and our shared humanity.
To the call to action.
To reclaim masculinity.
In a strong, compassionate way.
Life-affirming.
And a reminder that becoming a man
is a journey.
An ongoing process.
Of growth and self-discovery.
Striving to live a life true to our values.
And our purpose.
We hope this has given you some food for thought.
Some new perspective.
Maybe even some inspiration to take action.
If you're interested in learning more,
check out Riker's book.
Have conversations with others.
We're on this journey
of rediscovering what it means to be a man.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
And keep those minds engaged. Yeah, it feels like he's laying out this blueprint almost for a men's movement. Not one based on anger, though, or resentment.
Yeah.
It's about rebuilding.
Reclaiming.
That they're lost.
And he makes it clear this isn't just about men.
No, it's about creating a better world.
For everyone.
Exactly.
He says when men embrace their full potential, step into those roles, leaders, protectors.
Yeah.
It benefits everyone.
Families, communities, society as a whole.
So it's not just about men's rights then.
No.
It's about responsibilities too.
It is, recognizing that men have this vital role to play.
In creating a just and flourishing world.
Exactly. He says a society that pushes men down.
Yeah.
Or demonizes them.
It hurts everyone.
It does. We need men and women working together.
With their unique strengths.
To create a world where everyone can thrive.
Now let's go back to those covert contracts for a minute.
Okay.
You were saying there are these unspoken rules.
Yeah, expectations that shape how we interact.
Can you unpack that a bit more?
Sure. So Riker says these contracts are everywhere.
Oh.
Working beneath the surface, you know.
Like we're all following a script.
Exactly, a hidden script. And he says the script's been rewritten in recent decades.
And not for the better?
Often to the detriment of men, yeah.
Like how?
He talks about that traditional contract between men and women. Men provide and protect.
Women are homemakers, caregivers.
Right, and he says that contract's been broken.
With women entering the workforce.
Exactly.
Men being told to be more sensitive.
Emotionally sensitive, yeah.
So men are confused now.
They are. They don't know what's expected.
And they get criticized for not living up to these
expectations
that are often contradictory.
It is confusing, yeah.
Like, the rules changed, but nobody told us.
That's a good way to put it.
So Riker's saying we need to become aware of these contracts.
Yeah, understand how they work.
And challenge them.
When they're not working for us anymore.
So it's not just about complaining.
Yeah.
It's about understanding.
Influence.
How these rules are made.
Exactly.
He wants men to be more assertive.
Yeah.
Communicate their needs.
Negotiate new contracts.
That are more fair.
More fulfilling.
So it's about taking ownership then.
It is.
Not being passive.
Keeping your own life.
Your relationships.
Being self-aware, knowing your values.
But communicating them.
Clearly.
Now, he also talked about these contracts on a societal level.
He does, yeah.
Shaping institutions and culture.
Right. He says that cultural Marxist agenda has been successful at rewriting the contracts.
For the whole society.
He points to political correctness.
Yeah.
Identity politics, the victimhood culture.
Like a whole new set of rules.
Yeah, rules that don't always favor men.
Making it hard to express masculinity.
In a healthy way.
In an authentic way.
Exactly.
So there's this double standard.
You'd think so.
Where men are held to different standards.
And traditional masculinity is
demonized,
ridiculed.
Like the playing field's tilted.
That's his argument.
So he wants men to be aware of these power dynamics.
Understand how they work.
Challenge them if they're unjust.
Fight back, but not with violence.
Right, but in a smart way.
Assertive, intelligent.
Yeah, effective.
He says men have a right to be heard.
To have their perspectives valued.
To advocate for their interests.
So his book is a call to action.
It is.
Not just diagnosing the problem.
It's offering a solution.
A path forward.
For men to reclaim their power, their purpose.
And he says it's not a solo mission.
No, men need to come together.
Support each other.
Create a movement.
To challenge the status quo.
And build a better future for everyone.
What does that look like in practice?
What can men actually do?
To reclaim their masculinity, create this new vision.
He offers a lot of advice, but I think it comes down to a few core principles.
Lay them on me.
Right. Number 1, personal responsibility.
Okay, taking ownership.
Owning your choices, your actions, your life.
Not blaming others.
Focusing on what you can control.
Being accountable.
Stepping up. Being the man you want to be.
Not waiting for permission.
Taking action, setting goals.
Doing, not just talking.
Exactly.
Okay, number 2.
Discipline.
Huge.
It's essential for success.
In everything.
Delaying gratification, resisting temptation.
Staying focused on your goals.
Building good habits, sticking to them.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard. That inner strength.
Applies to finances, fitness, relationships.
Everything.
Okay,
strong relationships with other men.
The tribe.
The brotherhood.
Support, accountability, shared experiences.
Join men's groups. Find mentors.
Make real friendships.
With guys who share your values.
The guys you can rely on.
Will tell you the truth.
Will always have your back.
And be that for them too.
Right. Be a good friend, brother, husband, father.
Exactly. Be there for each other.
Okay. What else?
Physical fitness.
Of course.
Strong body, strong mind.
Essential for well-being.
Find activities you enjoy. Challenge yourself.
Push those limits.
Experience the power of being strong and capable.
So many options.
Lifting, martial arts, team sports, running.
Whatever works.
Make it a habit.
He sees it as a source of confidence.
Self-esteem.
Connecting with your primal nature.
Protecting yourself, those you love.
Having that strength and endurance for life's challenges.
That's right.
5.
Financial independence.
Secure, stable, self-reliant.
Providing for yourself, your family.
Making choices that align with your values.
Be proactive, manage your money.
Budget, save, invest.
Find a career you love.
Develop valuable skills. And be responsible.
Live within your means. Avoid debt.
Debt is slavery, he says.
It is giving up your freedom.
To others.
Okay.
Last one.
Faith and spirituality.
Finding that deeper meaning.
That connection to something bigger.
Explore your spiritual side.
Religion, nature, whatever speaks to you.
Find that source of strength and resilience.
It's out there.
So it's a pretty comprehensive vision.
It is.
It covers it all.
A call for men to step up.
Take responsibility, create a better world.
A world where they can thrive.
A message of hope, empowerment.
The masculine spirit enduring.
So that's Riker's Renaissance Man.
A powerful book.
It's going to spark debate.
For sure.
But it also offers this vision.
For men who want a more meaningful life.
It makes us think about the roles of men and women.
And how to honor both our differences and what we share.
It's a call to action.
To reclaim masculinity in a strong, compassionate way.
It's life-affirming.
And it reminds us that becoming a man is a journey.
It's ongoing.
Growth, self-discovery.
Trying to live a life true to our values and purpose.
Absolutely.
We hope this gave you some food for thought.
New perspectives.
Maybe even some inspiration.
To take action.
If you want to learn more, check out Riker's book.
Talk to others who are on this path.
Of figuring out what it means to be a man today.
In the 21st century.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep. Keep those minds engaged.
Yeah, it's like he's not just saying, hey man, go lift weights and get your finances in order.
Right. There's more to it than that.
It's about connecting to something bigger, finding that purpose.
Exactly. And Riker believes that purpose is often found in serving something beyond yourself.
Like a cause you believe in.
Yeah, your community, your family.
Even your country.
It's about contributing to something larger than yourself.
So it's not just self-improvement then?
No, it's about making a positive impact on the world.
Okay, so let's bring it all together.
Right.
What are the key takeaways from Riker's book?
Well, he argues that there's this, crisis of masculinity in the modern world. And he blames it on a number of factors.
Like what?
The erosion of traditional values, the rise of feminism, cultural Marxism.
The decline of religion.
Yeah, and he says this has led to a lot of problems for men.
Like what kinds of problems?
Well, higher rates of depression, suicide, substance abuse, fatherlessness.
Difficulty finding meaning and purpose.
Exactly. And he offers a way forward, a path for men to reclaim their masculinity.
And what does that path look like?
It involves embracing those core masculine virtues.
Strength, courage, discipline.
Responsibility, leadership.
And finding that balance between the modern world
and those traditional values.
So it's not about rejecting everything new.
No, it's about finding what works.
And integrating it into your life.
In a way that's authentic to you.
And he provides a lot of practical advice, too.
He does.
Right.
On everything from fitness,
finance,
relationships. It's a pretty comprehensive guide.
Yeah, he really covers all the bases.
And he stresses the importance of action.
Right.
It's not enough to just read the book.
You got to actually do something.
Put those principles into practice.
Make changes in your life.
And he's optimistic.
What?
He believes men can create a better future.
For themselves?
For their families, for the world.
So ultimately, it's a message of hope.
Yeah, a message of empowerment.
For men who are feeling lost or disillusioned.
Who are ready to step up and reclaim their masculinity.
So there you have it.
Our deep dive into Renaissance Man.
It's a thought-provoking book.
It is.
One that challenges a lot of conventional wisdom.
And offers a different perspective on the challenges facing men today.
Whether you agree with everything Riker says or not, I think it's a valuable read.
It definitely sparks important conversations.
About masculinity, about the roles of men and women.
About the future of our society.
We hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought.
Some new ideas to consider.
Maybe even some inspiration to make changes in your own life. So, until next time.
Keep diving deep. Keep those minds engaged.
And keep the conversation going.